distinguished participants. To begin our event today, I have the honor and pleasure to invite His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, to deliver a message on this auspicious commemoration. Although he can only stay for the opening segment of the event, we sincerely appreciate him for joining in person today. Excellency, the floor is yours.
Excellencies, dear friends and distinguished guests, as the distinguished permanent representatives have said, we were originally meant to gather on May the 7th, the date of this year's Vesak Day, which marks the birth, enlightenment, and passing of Lord Buddha. The COVID-19 pandemic forced us to postpone that gathering. So today, I thank the government of Sri Lanka and Thailand for bringing us together, and I extend a warm welcome to all who are joining this virtual event. In any year, this observance is sacred to millions of Buddhists around the world. This year, the Buddha's teachings can also help remind us all of the unity we need to meet the COVID challenge. As one notable sutra states, and I quote, "Because all living beings are subject to illness, I am ill as well." End of quote. This timeless message of solidarity and service to others is more important than ever. It is only by combining our energies and expertise that we can address the tremendous fragilities in our world today. Only through international cooperation will we ease the economic and social consequences of the crisis, which are pervasive but place particular burden on the world's most vulnerable people and countries. And it is only by strengthening bonds across society that we will recover better and build a healthier, more inclusive, sustainable, resilient, and equitable world. This sense of shared fate and collective compassion is both the spirit of the Buddha and the animating force of the Charter of the United Nations, which just marked its own 75th birthday. As we recognize this enduring wisdom, let us act in that spirit in answering the colossal test that people and planet face today. Thank you.
I now respectfully invite Venerable Dr. Pra Anin Sakaya, Deputy Rector of the Mahamongkut Buddhist University, Thailand, to conduct a sermon through a video message on this sacred occasion.
Venerables, Your Excellencies, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to be with you here today on this virtual belated commemoration of the International Day of Vesak 2020 at this August gathering at the United Nations. Many thanks to His Excellencies, ambassadors, and permanent delegations of Thailand and Sri Lanka to the United Nations for putting their effort together to organize this Vesak commemoration and invited me to say a few words. The last full moon of May was the International Day of Vesak 2020. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 global pandemic stopped all ceremonies and commemorations. The heart of Buddhism is the triple gem. They are the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. The significance of the International Day of Vesak is a day we dedicate ourselves for the heart of Buddhism itself. The first triple gem is the Buddha. Buddha's birth on the human planet not only proclaimed the independence of humanity from the power of God, but also guaranteed the state of spiritual awakening for everyone. Therefore, the Buddha's birth not only proved him to be a human, but also the ultimate achievement a human can achieve, that is, nirvana. The second triple gem is the Dharma. Similarly, the second important event of the Vesak Day is the enlightenment of the Buddha. The enlightenment transformed Prince Siddhartha to the Buddha. It is the Dharma that transformed him to be the Buddha. The Buddha also guaranteed to everyone that proper realization of Dharma will certainly lead to the enlightenment, the unsurpassed liberation from being a slave to one's craving, hatred, and illusion. Therefore, the Dharma stands here for the enlightenment itself. Moreover, Dharma etymologically means sustainability. If we have to translate the United Nations term sustainable development to ancient Sanskrit or Pali language of Buddhism, it would be exactly a Dharma chakra. The root tenor of sustain in Latin happened to be the same root in Sanskrit or Pali that is the dra of Dharma. Both terms means uphold. Chakra etymologically means forwarding with a firm ground, which is the exact meaning of the prefix sas in Latin. Therefore, a Buddhist term Dhammachakra means sustainable development in the modern sense. The development of creating sustainable peace and happiness on this planet. Importantly, the Buddha emphasizes on the practice of sustainable development, that is pravatana, not mere as an ideology. The first sermon of the Buddha accordingly named Dhammachakra Pavatana, which translates as sustainable development in action. Therefore, I suggest that the United Nations should consider announcing the International Day of Vesak also as the Sustainable Development Day, because the essence of Buddhist teachings itself is teaching about achieving sustainability of humans and planet regardless of religions, races, languages, and nationalities. The third triple gem is the Sangha. Sangha is a community. The Sangha's role is unsurpassed because Sangha is the witness of the Buddha's enlightenment. Without Sangha and their practices, we wouldn't know the Buddha's enlightenment is true and achievable. Therefore, Sangha embodies the teachings in action for all to see as an example. The third Vesak event was the Buddha's death. His last teaching was an encouragement for a mindful living in the community. Since then, the history of Buddhism shifts from Buddha to the Sangha, the community, as an embodiment of the Dharma in action, or sustainable development in action. The death of the Buddha transcends his teaching to the community. The Sangha signifies the community of sustainable development itself. In fact, the message of Vesak matches with the United Nations 2030 Agenda for the SDGs, which the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej of Thailand presented it as a sufficiency economic philosophy, or the SEP. The SEP is a key to the SDGs. In practice, the SEP manifests itself through the middle path consists of speech, strategy, sustenance, effort, exactness, engrossment, penetration, and perceptions. The middle path leads us to achieve the SDGs. The Vesak is the day the Buddha first enlightened the very core of sustainable development. The COVID-19 global pandemic freaked out people's health, business, lifestyle, and their future as a whole. The global pandemic even forced us to rethink about the 17 SDGs. Originally, for sustainable development to be achieved, it is crucial to harmonize three interconnected core elements: economic growth, social inclusion, and the environmental protection. The recent devastating effect on health and wealth raises questions on the SDGs. Nowhere in the targets of the SDGs mentions the global pandemic on such a scale as we are facing at the moment. The damage created by COVID-19 pandemic is worse than what we expected from any of the economic, social, and environmental declines. Suddenly, the COVID-19 pandemic creates a dilemma between health and wealth. The SDG needs to expand security of health as well as wealth. To face the current dilemma, we have to rephrase the definition of health, which is defined by the WHO as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Adding on to the WHO definition, Buddhism defines health even broader as well-being of health, mind, social, and spiritual. Accordingly, the United Nations needs to reconsider additional aspects of mental and spiritual well-being, which are missing out from the SDGs. Last but not least, happy birthday, Buddha, the presenter of the SDGs. Happy birthday, Dharma, the principle of the SDGs. And happy birthday, Sangha, the actors of the SDGs, the very cause which bring us here together in happiness to commemorate the International Day of Vesak. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Dr. Pra Anin Sakaya, for such pertinent and relevant sermon.